Five, 2, 1. Yo, what's up, world? I'm Hungry.
And I'm Scuba.
And this is the HungryScuba podcast. How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, bro. How's my purple friend doing?
You know what? Not too bad, bro. I'm fully vaccinated right now, so I'm feeling good. Didn't have no side effects.
You're fully vaccinated? I mean, you're telling me the clap can hit the monsters too?
Not anymore.
Nah? You feel a lot more safe if you venture out into public?
Yep, 100%, dude.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's like I feel protected. It's like when you get a vaccination, it's like a shield of guard or something.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so today we have a couple of cool videos. First, we're gonna have a funny video because why not bring some joy in the world. And the second part of the podcast today is gonna be a little more serious. Let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one's gonna be about the Fire Festival. So do you remember hearing about the Fire Festival? This happened a few years ago.
No, I have no idea what a fire festival is. I feel like most of these days I just live under a rock. Everything I keep hearing is new news to me. So this is definitely new news to me, man.
Well,
I'm just like stuck in what do you call it? Either finances and stocks, or anything that has to do with the gym. Anything outside of that, I don't know much about. So I guess it's just my own little personal thing.
It's a good thing you skipped this, dude, because legitimately this was a garbage fire. So under that rock saved you for sure.
I don't know. It could be quite interesting. I do like fire, so.
Hi there. You're probably wondering how I got this tan.
Hey,
well, let me tell you the story.
In the bottom
it begins with a man by the name of Billy McFarland. Billy was a good boy. At 22, he had dreams of becoming a super wealthy entrepreneur, dropping out of college to start a business called Magnesis. Over the years, he managed to network with some powerful people. One of them was Ja Rule. Translated from German, I believe it means, yes, rule. Over drinks, he pitched an idea. Here's an accurate recreation of that event.
Mr. Rule,
he says,
I have a brilliant idea.
Like, word, like, yo, what happened? I'm like, yo, this nigga too wild, fucking his bitch.
Precisely. Great minds think alike. It will be 2 weeks of absolute luxury in the Bahamas.
Mr. Rule.
Promotion began in late 2016. Fire promised beaches, ladies, gourmet food, luxury villas. Hosted on a private island in the Bahamas called Fire Cay, once owned by Pablo Escobar. VIP tickets up to $250,000.
Dude, $250,000. I was wondering in my head, how is this guy going to scam money out of these people? And $250,000 tickets is the perfect way to do it.
How? No. How is offering luxury and exclusivity? That's why that price tag could be probably attached to it. So, hey, I'm gonna give you something that the average person can afford to promote within yourself. Like, hey, because it really, in the end, it's still a status type of symbol, right? That's what I'm gathering. That's how he's able to scam people and offer a 250K price tag ticket. You got this. I'm gonna give you luxury. I'm gonna give you something exclusive most people can't afford. You can say you did this, which already associates you with being better than most people. So they're trying to sell that price tag because 250K. Like you can offer 250K, but if you can't sell that, if you ain't able to sell that ticket, it don't mean shit. I can say this entry's 250, but if I can't convince you why,
that's freaking life-changing money, dude. This guy's like, you can give that to me to go on my trip. Like that's nuts to me.
Oh heck yeah, dude! People be spending if you have excess cash, yeah, especially for the higher status people within our society that do have the money to be able to just throw around like that. Hope one day I can get to that level. Probably will never. The likelihoods of it, probably not. But hey, we can dream.
Imagine your son blowing 250K on a vacation. Dude, wow, dude.
Well, if it's my money, I might get mad. If it's his money, you do whatever the hell you want. Of
course, it's your money, dude. Of course, it's your money. There's no one better at spending your money than your kids, dude. That's what every person finds out.
Yeah, that's true. They don't understand the value of the dollar yet.
Blink 182, Major Lazer, a steel drum. Welcome to Fire Festival, the best 2 damn weeks of your life. I bought my ticket immediately.
I don't know, that's rough to me. Like when you take a vacation, when I go on a vacation, after a week, I'm pretty burnt out for the most part. And if I'm on partying, like say, I think he's trying to portray this as a party island, dude, I'm gonna be dead by week 2. So I don't.
How long did we go? We went to Cancun for 2 weeks, didn't we?
No, we went to Cancun for a week.
For 1 week, wow! Yeah. We did so much in 1 week.
Yeah, I think all of us, but you, by day 5 already had alcohol poisoning. No, straight up, dude. We drank so much. And
so you would have killed yourself if you were there for an extra week.
Probably, man. We were drinking and partying, and then how affordable everything was out there. Pricey drinks and liquor and everything. Man, come on, that beer on tap there. Beer on tap next to a soda machine that you can drink unlimited of.
Yep.
You get pretty drunk. You get pretty drunk constantly. I think I was drunk 24/7 for 5 straight days.
Yeah, they didn't give you the best of the best, but I mean, they gave you stuff.
yeah. Some of the good stuff we had to go. I think my favorite part of that specific trip was when we left the resort and ate at that market. And we had
the audience probably doesn't
fresh seafood.
Let's get back. That was delicious, though. It was a trip.
Immediately.
Yeah. Because we can't reminisce.
The day arrives. About 5,000 people are making their way directly from Miami Airport, and there are huge delays to get to Fire Cay. Although I shouldn't say Fire Cay, because it doesn't exist. In the marketing, they referenced this island, which is actually Norman's Cay, run by George Jung, not Pablo, by the way. But that doesn't matter because we're not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population? 7,000. In fact, we're basically in the parking lot of a sandals resort. In the end, only about 500 of us make it to the island. The remaining customers' flights are cancelled. You're about to see why. We're hauled onto a school bus and taken to the site, a gravel lot with a bunch of FEMA tents.
Dude, look at all those people together.
Remember those promises of luxurious villas? Pranked ya? Enjoy your stay, and don't forget your complimentary cup of UNICEF rice.
Turn this bus right around.
Once there, no one knows whose tent belongs to whom, so staff try getting everyone into a line. Then they abandon that idea and tell everyone it's a free-for-all.
Dude, what? Imagine paying like over $1,000 and then not getting your room. A fight's about to happen, dude. A fight. There's no way that's gonna happen. I will fight somebody to get a room, 100%.
I don't know. There's probably more confusion. Anger happens. Because people like, a fight would only ensue if I see someone trying to take something that said it was mine. But the fact that you don't know whose is whose, yeah, really, I can't say I'm gonna fight you because I think that's mine. Unless people are just that stupid.
Well, I don't know. In this kind of situation, I kind of feel like my instinct is always like, oh, no one knows whose is what. That's mine. And if anyone wants to disagree with me, you're trying to take it from me. We gotta fight.
Yeah, why is that? Dude, how did I escalate for no reason?
Because I don't know, dude. I don't know. Because then everyone will leave you alone, and then that'll really
No, I think your first instinct is I need to pick a fight. It's like, nah, man, that's mine. I'm claiming it. Go there, and then if someone tries to take it from me, then a fight will happen. Your first inclination, I'm gonna fight someone. Why? Go claim your shit.
Alright, yeah, I'm probably wrong.
Expecting a party, this guy took all of his drugs on the flight over. He's the only one having any fun.
Yeah, he's the only one having fun, dude.
He is
Everyone
one of
else
those
is
that
grumpy
doesn't give
because
a
it's been
fuck.
5
You're like, this sucks. Situation sucks. Whatever. I'm still gonna have a good time.
Yeah, he's like rolling on cloud 9, and he's just like, whatever, guys, the party's going.
I dropped
music's
250K. I'm gonna try to make it worth every single minute.
100%, dude. I dropped 250K on this. Every day is gonna be a party. I don't care what we're doing.
hours, and there's no food. In lieu of food, staff decide to start handing out tons of free tequila. This only exacerbates problems. Once the food does arrive, it's just as delectable as promised though. Gourmet craft single there. A few hours later, bags arrive on a shipping container. It was getting dark and there was no lighting.
So everybody's walking around with their cell phones trying to look for their luggage.
Plenty of people had their luggage stolen.
What?
But don't worry, if you have any valuables, the festival advertised top-notch security. Here it is. But no one told guests they had to provide their own lock. There are rumors of muggings by the locals.
I heard rumors of feral dogs.
A tent supposedly caught fire. The
Holy
closest beach
crap,
has a
dude.
rampant shark problem. Staff don't have any uniforms or walkie-talkies, so
Dude, imagine, oh my gosh, so imagine, you saw that crate, right? Let's go back to that crate. All of their freaking stuff shows up in freaking trucks. And you just have to go and collect your luggage from a pile of luggage. And he said a bunch of people got their stuff stolen. I bet, dude. I bet.
Yeah,
Why
dude.
not?
I see something there. It's mine. Like you're saying right now. I claim it. No one else. Now we're gonna fight. Now I'm fighting with his.
Because I claimed, because maybe I claimed four extra bags.
Yeah, it's just this whole thing is just poorly organized.
Dude, that's exactly, dude. That is, you hit it on the head, dude. It's
Yeah,
poorly
dude.
organized.
And this really goes to show you how people will put their trust in other people that they don't even know constantly. We hear and then there's always people out there who will scam everyone else, which is a shame. That's why you can't trust a
think
lot of people.
I think personally, dude, I think that this is also like the arrogance of rich people, dude. Not just the people who bought the tickets, but I genuinely think that the guy who set it up thought he could do it and do a good job. But no, dude, this guy, he probably did everything last minute because he's super disorganized. He has no real idea what this job would entail. He didn't hire anyone to do it. And
Yeah.
it all turned into crap, dude. He's handing out Kraft single sandwiches,
Yeah,
dude.
but along the process, you understand. At some point, I guarantee you, early on, you realize the what was promised was greater than what you could deliver.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
instead
there was definitely a point.
instead of just saying, "Hey, man, I'm just to save face or save himself for the embarrassment of this of being a failure because it is a complete failure," he just kept going through it and scamming them. In the end, they were all getting scammed, and he could have easily just given the money back and not make them go through this bullshit. But like, it's the arrogance of it, thinking they could do it, but he still scammed them in the end.
Oh, yeah,
and-
dude.
and
Giant
he-
scammer.
Yeah, give him the money back if you really believe that this was what you promised, and then this is garbage, and he still scammed him because this is what he delivered.
People had their luggage stolen. But don't worry, if you have charge and the people who are in charge can't talk to each other. Here's the bathroom. Many staff quit after only a couple of hours. For the few customers who were willing to just make the most of it and enjoy the music, they had some bad news too. All of the major musical acts pulled out. In fact, Major Lazer wasn't even confirmed to go.
They said that Blink-182 was going to show up and Ja Rule was going to show up, and nobody shows up, dude.
Yeah, dude, you can say things. I can throw a party next week. Hey, I'm gonna have the weekend here. Oh, look at that! The weekend didn't show up. And literally, that he's a scammer, man. Just straight. I guarantee you, he just said it. Probably never even talked to them. They emailed him, and in hopes of, right, but with no confirmation of.
Right here, that's what these guys, the Major Lazer, this group of people, they said, don't drag us. This is the response. Don't drag us into this. We never agreed to attend.
Yeah, see? Because you can reach out to people and say stuff.
In the first place.
That's fun.
The event was promoted as cashless, so all people had were these useless Disney bucks on their firebands, which meant they couldn't buy anything or catch a cab if they were stranded. And even with only 500 people, there are too few tents and beds, so everyone is just stealing each other's. And for any of you thinking you could just escape to the sandals, bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely full. People are reaching out to the embassy for help. After a few hours, most people chose to go back to the airport, and the rest were forced back home.
Dude, some island. He showed it, dude. Right here. So right now we're 4.5 minutes.
But that doesn't matter because we're not
right next to the Bahamas, dude. Not the Bahamas, but
not going there either. We're going to Great Exuma. Private island? Forget that. Population 7,000. In fact,
boom, dude.
Huh. Never heard of it.
Yeah, me either.
Just escape to the sandals. Bad luck. It's peak season and they are absolutely full.
So all the
people
hotels
are reaching out to the
surrounding
embassy
it
for
are,
help. After
all the hotels surrounding are filled up.
After a few hours, most people chose to go back to the airport, and the rest were forced back home when the Bahamian government stepped in. The festival was closed.
Get out of my country.
But the exodus from the island made its own problems. Guests spent hours dehydrated and hung over in a hot building. Why staff locked the door isn't entirely known, but one girl fainted before they were finally reopened.
Dude, why did they chain the doors? Holy crap, dude. This whole thing just got terribly out of hand for everybody.
Everyone gets home, and that was the end of it. Except for me. I was rescuing someone, helping them out, and I got lost in the woods. Anyway, back at home, the shitstorm on social media was just ramping up. The Reddit R Fire Festival was created, and it started documenting everything that went wrong at the event. People were circulating a fake tweet by Jar that the whole thing was a social experiment. Some wholesome festival memes there. And it quickly turned into a marketing case study of what not to do. In response, Fire started serving cease and desist letters to stop people from saying mean things about them. Mr. Rule released an official statement online, both apologizing and saying that it's not his fault. Interestingly, he wasn't even on the island at the time. He was giving a concert in Chicago. Although, to their credit, they offer everyone a full refund. Or you could always let it ride and opt in for tickets to 2018's Fire Festival.
And a VIP ticket to next year's.
You're right, dude. Like, people would actually freaking fall for that. You know what? Never mind, I take it back. A bunch of people probably fell for that.
Yeah, we trust. We want to see good in people. That don't go through on some stuff, but you get burned sometimes.
Firefighter. If they decide to get exactly.
Next year.
Meanwhile, Billy is on full damage control. He claims that a storm came in the night before and changed all of the marketing into lies.
We got to a point that we were very excited about on Wednesday night with how the two sites looked, and we got hit by a big storm.
But the apologies weren't enough. A few days later, and the first lawsuit was served.
Attorney Ben Misalis doesn't think it's funny. He's filed a $100 million class action lawsuit against the organizers.
Then another
100%, dude. The last people you want to really piss off is a bunch of rich people because they got rich daddies.
Man, they have a lot more money than you do.
Yeah, and they got lawyers, dude. They got lawyers.
That excuse was lame as hell. A storm came in. Oh, so the storm prevented everyone that said they're going to show up to not show up? They don't even confirm to show up. They're stupid. And you're just straight stupid. Like, I don't even care, man. You stupid.
Set up like the terrible food and the housing. Yeah, right, dude. Made no sense.
Yeah, man, you stupid. That guy's stupid.
Then 7 more. Then the feds got involved, claiming Billy had committed wire fraud. Serious charges with serious prison time. More on that later.
But first,
right now, let's go into the history of Fire Festival. The marketing was clever. To get the word out, they got in touch with about 400 influencers, Instagram celebrities, and they offered them VIP tickets or cash to promote the event. They even managed to get Kendall Jenner to post about it. Rumor has it she was paid $250,000 for this post.
Dude. What? So this post, which got 7 million likes or 7 million views, cost over $200,000.
Yeah, dude, you pay for your advertising because she's a big Kendall. I forget whatever her name is. I think it's Kendall. Kendall, she's super huge in social media. It's like advertising, right? If you're gonna want to advertise something, if she puts it on her story or whatever, it influences a lot of people.
Yeah,
if she's on it, then yeah, she's like probably the face of social media.
Their marketing worked though. The festival sold out. So how did it go so wrong? Let's start with the money. During the planning process, a consultant came in and said the festival would cost $50 million and require another year of organization.
They should have planned this 2 whole years out.
This is after they made all the promises, and they had nothing near that amount, so they started cutting expenses way back. Remember those luxury villas? They were going to cost $10 million alone, so they scrapped them. Now everyone gets a tent. Deposits for the bands? Nope.
A lot cheaper.
Food, infrastructure, staff, all were cut back. But, you may ask, how did they have so little cash if they sold out? It's the price. It was way too low. Now wait a minute, up to $250,000 a ticket is too low. In fact, on social media, people were so merciless and unsympathetic towards the guests because they thought it was a bunch of rich kids paying for tickets with a starting price of $12,000. And you can thank fake news for that assumption. You see that number repeated everywhere. But actually, very few were paying even close to that amount. The standard price was around $1,200. Which, if you think about 2 weeks in the Bahamas with practically all of your expenses taken care of, that's pretty bloody good. In fact, some tickets were as low as $500.
6 months ago, got together and got the early bird special for about $500. And this covered food, transportation, ticket, and somewhere to sleep.
How on earth were they going to break even with that? They weren't. And on the flip side, there's no proof.
I'll tell you right now, dude, for 2 weeks, $500, that's obviously it's too good to be true. Obviously.
Okay, so why is it at what? Weren't they offering $250? Well, they were selling for $250, but they allowed people to pay $1,200.
No, so the most expensive tickets were $250,000.
Yeah, whoever did the numbers on this is like an idiot.
Yeah.
How do you not know what it would potentially cost? Which isn't even that hard to probably take you 2 hours just to gather a ballpark guesstimation of what it would take to make this event happen.
And he just skipped over that step.
And then the fact that you were so freaking off. I mean, it's like you took a baseball, threw it into the ocean, and still missed water.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
How? It's just, you were so off. So far off. It's ridiculous. See, that's why I said it's a scam. He 100% just scammed everybody. He knew it. I don't even give a crap in his head. He thought he could do it. I guarantee you, he just knew he was trying to scam, get one off on people.
Damn. Okay.
That's what it seems like. Because how do you overlook that aspect? That's like the most important aspect. Cost. What it would take to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's the most important aspect that was looked over.
Underestimating the stupidity of this guy.
Oh, I 100% underestimating him. I don't think he's stupid. I just say my head, he 100% knew he was scamming people. That's just the way I'm looking at it, because you don't overlook that. You know what you were doing and you kept going with it, believing you can do it. Nah, man. And then the fact you made these promises, all these false promises, which you knew were lies too. How's that? Everything's like saying you scamming people, which is like lying.
He never said anything when like none of the bands answered back.
But anyone purchased a $250,000 ticket.
What happened? Why'd you pause it?
Sorry, someone was knocking on my door.
Yeah. So basically, they're stuffed. Billy has to start taking tough short-term loans just to keep afloat. Which, by the way, is why they did the fire bans. It was to raise cash. It's reported that up to $2 million in Firebucks in-game currency was spent in the lead-up to the event. But this wasn't even close to enough. Practically broke, and with the event only a few weeks away, the more experienced staff suggested postponing. But thanks to those short-term loans, he couldn't. So he insisted on going forward. Those staff tried to control the damage by telling celebrities and public figures not to go.
How was the fire festival?
she just left. Oh, that's
so
terrible.
Billy and Jar are in some serious trouble. But let's please have one failed festival that has a sequel. Well, Billy is out on $300,000 bail. His assets were frozen as at May 18th. He dropped his expensive attorneys. He's selling his property in New York. He tried to sell Magnesis for $150,000, but it was cancelled for being fraudulent. Massively in debt and with no hope of paying it back, Fire went into involuntary bankruptcy.
Holy crap.
And that is the end of Fire Festival. I'll keep you posted about whether Billy is going to jail. So long, Fire Festival. You were too beautiful for this world. And as for me, well, it's time to go home.
Goodbye, Internet Historian. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah, dude. So that guy, you're right. He totally scammed all of his people. 100%.
Yeah, dude. Just everything that to me looks like that's what he was. He probably promised something, but early on, you have to realize how much you needed to do. Maybe you are right in the aspect that he believes he can still make it happen. So at that point, he wasn't initially scamming him. But dude, the further you go in, then the fact that you overlook the actual costs, and then you had your other advisors there telling you not to do it because this isn't going to happen, you're just going to look stupid, and you ignore that. Maybe it's your own arrogance and stupidity of it.
And then he doesn't, and then when none of the freaking the celebrities show up or say they're going to show up, he omits to tell anyone, dude. He doesn't say anything to anybody.
Yeah, that's just full-blown embarrassment.
Fall apart.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny now? I was thinking, even though all this terrible financial moves that he made, he probably still has more money than me and you.
Oh, 100%.
He went through bankruptcy, but just from the beginning, he has all these connections with Ja Rule and all these other people, and I know for a fact that's how you can get money so easily through that, dude.
Networking.
Yeah. I know for a fact he has more money than me or you, dude. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't deserve it. He's an idiot. He's obviously an idiot.
Well, it don't matter.
Incompetent.
Dude, there's a lot of people out there that are stupid that have money. That don't mean anything. That don't mean anything to me. You just got money. You were able to screw people over. You got lucky and got money. And then there's a lot of people that were successful and got money. There's a bunch of categories you can fall into with money, or you can be an heir and happen to get money.
Yep. All right, so let's go on to something. Let's go on to something else. This how about you introduce this video?
Yeah. So to me, I always feel that there's like a lot of influences on people's lives, right? The most important influence that we have in a child's development or a person's development as they grow is their parents first off, then their friends, and then a close third would be the schooling system, which oftentimes just is the teachers because you spend a lot of time with them. So in this situation, what I don't like is when teachers put in their own personal biases and politics into the lesson plan of schooling, and then they try to force their students to believe their way. And that's not what I don't think. To me personally, I don't think what a teacher should be doing. A teacher is supposed to teach and provide knowledge in regards to subjects. Students are allowed to disagree. I don't need to 100% adhere to you. So I guess in this situation, we see a student disagreeing with a teacher, and then the teacher getting very angry, and she ended up just making herself look stupid in this whole clip.
All right. Well, I haven't seen the clip before, but I definitely know the situation that you're talking about. So
yeah, we see it all the time. It's hard to separate the two, right? Because you want to put your personal biases, but at one point, are you forcing it?
When we're in trouble and someone has a knife or a gun,
I wouldn't call the police.
Why wouldn't you call the police?
I don't trust them. My life's in more danger.
Who would you call?
In their presence.
Professor, who would you call?
I wouldn't call anybody.
See, that alone right there is a stupid response. If my life's in danger, I wouldn't call the police. If my life's in danger, who would you call? I would call nobody. So you're just gonna die. So you've accepted the fact that you just want to die because you have this personal hatred towards the police. That's what it is.
And if you don't have any kind of weapon to defend yourself, then yeah, what are you really?
Yeah. So the fact that he asked that question, right? Crazy.
For sure, I feel like people of color call the police more often than anyone else, too. I feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She was just letting her own personal emotion or thought or whatever you want to label it get in the way of the response. If someone's holding a knife to you, she don't like police. It's obvious she don't like police.
Well,
and if you're in danger,
let's see what else she's had to say.
Rest in peace, this guy.
Well, would you have intruded your house with a gun? What would you have a gun on you, or who would you call?
It's my time to go.
It's my time.
She would just straight die, bro. She would straight die.
Wow,
really?
Dude.
No, I you know what? In the end, I call bullshit, because if that really did happen to her, she would call the goddamn cops.
Yeah.
If she had a chance, if she was able to escape to another room, I guarantee she would call the cops. Right now, she's only saying that just because she's in a setting where she's not put in danger.
True.
Yeah, so I call BS on that already.
Rip laughing guy.
Yeah, he ended up passing away recently.
Yeah.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and a bit of an update on these kind of woke college campus collapses, and a brand new story from a lunatic professor berating a student indignantly. Is that the right word for that? Simply for not saying that all police are bad. You know, when I went to college, it's back in the Stone Ages, but a lot of people don't know this. I actually have a master's degree from a traditional university, and I never encountered any of this stuff, like any woke injection. But I was studying business. I don't know if modern day business school would have this kind of crap in it or not, or if this is more of an undergraduate type thing. Cypress College professor and a student. Cypress College professor on leave following viral video of heated exchange with student who called police heroes. Now, he didn't say all, he said some, and he said that they are heroes of a sort. A Cypress College professor is on leave after a Zoom video of a heated discussion with a student who called police heroes in class went viral recently. What I love about distance learning is it's opening up a lot of this to regular people like you and I to see what students are being taught in the universities.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a really good point.
They tell you all the time that you're not allowed to share the course, what you learn. You're not allowed to videotape or record any of the lessons. All the teachers.
The teachers aren't. Wait, the teachers aren't allowed to share or record.
No. The students or anyone else is not allowed to record anything because technically it's the teacher's intellectual property. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, it's because there's a reason why. Because I don't be wrong. I'm not saying all teachers suck. I think majority of the teachers I had in my life were really great and good influences on me. But I did have a handful that were like this, that literally did not let their personal biases get out of the way of them teaching. They were literally so influenced by it that they wanted students to believe the same that they did. And that's not right. I should be allowed to develop my own mental thought. But I think in certain situations, we push too hard. And when someone opposes you, you get angry. Then you say obscure shit like this teacher. It's just my time to go. No. That's dumb. First of all, that's dumb. You're stupid. I'll try to say that right now. I know you're a teacher and you would have blah, whatever, I don't care. But you just made a stupid statement in a defense that you knew you were losing.
And especially, now I want to make a distinguishment here though. If it's a private university and it receives no public funding, I really don't have a lot of criticism. It's good that it's getting out there, so parents can make a good financial decision, which I'll show you many have. But when you're talking about using public funds, my tax dollars, your tax dollars, I have a lot more to say because, well, we're paying for this. The nearly 3-minute clip of the exchange, which was widely circulated online and has since garnered much national attention, begins after after enrollment decline. This is back in January. But this is not the first time, and we can go back. Remember Evergreen, where the students essentially took over the dean's office or whatever it was? This is what, here you have. Evergreen College makes major changes after enrollment decline. This is back in January 10th. Remember?
Okay, so... Yeah, so that was pretty much the clip that we wanted to watch in the beginning of it. So the whole idea that like she wouldn't call the cops even if someone was like breaking into her house with a gun. She says she doesn't have a gun because obviously she doesn't believe in the Second Amendment or whatever. And her response is, it's my time to go. That's BS. She in the like spur of the moment, she'd be afraid for her life. And someone who's vegan, when they're starving to death, they'll eat some meat, dude. Tell me they won't, dude. It's really hard to starve yourself to death, 100%. You have to have like real willpower to do that, and to keep yourself from overreacting and then just let someone kill you, dude. No way, dude. You're gonna call 911, and then you're gonna pretend that you just butt dialed it or something. I don't know what she would do, but 100% she's calling the cops, and she's gonna get someone killed, pretty much. I don't know. What are your thoughts, dude?
On what?
On this whole thing, yeah. Like before, because so you say you don't have that many teachers that have had this kind of that have had this kind of crap put into you, but I've had a bunch of them, and one of them told me that like it's kind of our job. They said it's like it's the duty of the teacher to really install political views into their students. Some students, some teachers really do believe that. I'm older, so I do have a couple of, not older than you, but I'm older than like people, a lot of kids nowadays. And yeah, when I was younger, teachers didn't have, political biases. Like I was told many times that it was their job so that I would never know what side of the aisle they stood politically. But it's different now. And I think it's wrong, personally. I think that you should know what side of the aisle. I think that you shouldn't know what side of the aisle you are, and that way you're not, you're not biased to the kids. I think it's indoctrination.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's hard to separate the two. It's because when someone says something that goes against how you believe, your first reaction is to retort it and almost try to disprove what they're saying, just because it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's like, oh, they're challenging your way of belief. And most people don't want to be wrong. We always want to be right. Admitting wrong is such a hard thing for a lot of us to do. For me, it's the real hard thing to do. And I guarantee you, for most people, majority, 90+% of people, it's an extremely difficult thing to admit they're wrong. Because there's some people that are wrong, and even when confronted and given an immense amount of fact that they're wrong, they still can't see the fact that they're wrong. And we see this time and time again, often. And so it's just hard. And so you encounter someone that goes against what you say, you have to argue it. And then sometimes that's what I guess the underlying thing is, that you have to separate the two between the emotions and actual factual arguing. Yeah. Whereas a lot of times when we do debate something or argue something or whatever you want to call it, we let our emotions take over, and then we become tunnel vision and lose focus of actually what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people have a problem of identifying with the position or with the idea that they're arguing for. And so like they make it so like if this position is wrong, then I am as a person wrong. And that's not the case, you know what I mean? They're just
your current thoughts on it are wrong. It don't mean you a bad person. It don't mean you a wrong person. It just means in this situation you aren't right.
Albert Einstein was a genius, dude. Albert Einstein was a genius, and even though he was a genius, he had some stupid ideas. And that doesn't make him stupid. That doesn't make him stupid. He's a genius of a man. And every person has stupid ideas and makes dumb decisions. He does too.
And he was wrong.
Yeah, he was definitely wrong in a bunch of stuff. And then he made terrible decisions in his personal life. But guess what? That doesn't keep him from being a smart person.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
So this is so I wanted to show you guys this because this is my response to one of my teachers who said that teachers should be political. She believed that teachers should be political, and that was what you should do. And she was speaking from a place of authority. So when you're in power, then it's easy to say that teachers should be political because you are the person who's in that power position, who's dispensating morals and ethics and ideas. But when you're not in the power position and someone else is now teaching the class and someone else is now being political, but being political from the other point of view, from the other aisle. Now this person's being political and they're super right-wing, Republican, or super militarized or super fascist in this case. Then it's really clear that we don't want our teachers to be super politicalized. We want them to be what? We want them to be, impartial. You know what I mean? So I think this is a really good example of that. I'm not going to show the video. I'm just going to have the audio playing. You're gonna see the video, but for my stream, they're gonna see the audio.
Hear the audio.
Rico.
We could go fast. It's too slow.
Rico! Pay attention.
Sorry, Mr. Ratchet.
Let's sum up. This year we explored the failure of democracy. How the social
failure
science brought our world to the brink of chaos. We talked about the veterans, how they took control and imposed the stability that has lasted for generations since. You know these facts. But have I taught you anything of value this year? Why are only citizens allowed to vote?
It's a reward.
Dude, the failure of democracy. That's how this lecture starts, dude. Can you imagine anyone today saying something like that, starting a lesson with those words?
I can't see that happening in today's climate and culture. And they're like, oh, so progressive in saying that democracy is a failure. But it depends who says it too.
It wouldn't be the standard.
Caveat with that.
It would be someone from a fringe. It would be a fringe person.
Oh no, it would trigger a lot of people.
Thing.
It would definitely trigger.
This is a high
lot
school. This is a high school, and then this is standard curriculum. So this is the common view of these people.
Yeah.
What the Federation gives you for doing federal service.
Dude, I think that's literally what we're heading towards. When you really think about it.
Well, what are we heading towards?
Yeah, man. Like nowadays, I'm telling you, it just seems like we can't have different opinion. Like we have like this right here. This is like I think based in the future it's supposed to be, right? Where it's just them like you just speak in extremes. Like democracy is a failure. Well, I don't think it was a failure. Probably in this situation it might have been a failure, but you can say that nowadays. How we can just put a full blatant statement and like call it to be completely true. They live by those standards.
Yeah, I guess what they're trying to imply is that, or they're trying to like emphasize the fact that this society has moved so far away from democracy that it's obvious that they can say things like, "Oh, it's obvious that democracy is a failure."
Yeah. In this situation, I don't know if it would apply in actual, but.
Has no value. But when you vote, you are exercising political authority. You're using force. And force, my friends, is violence. The supreme authority from which all other authority is derived.
My mother.
Force. Wait, what do you say here?
Supreme authority from which all other authority is derived. And force, my friends, is violence. The supreme authority from which all other authority is derived.
That is the most fascist thing you could say right there, dude. Right there, 100%. Force is violence, and force is the supreme decider in every historical whatever situation. That, I mean, in some ways it's true, but in another way, pretty much what he's advocating for is might makes right, and that's chaos, dude. That's inviting chaos, 100%. Because, I mean, in this society, for
but
this
I think
movie,
it holds a little bit of
works
validity,
out.
like you're saying, right?
Well, yeah, it does hold some validity,
Yeah,
but at the same
doesn't
time,
it work out a lot of times in politics too?
I think right now
Because
we're actually
often,
past.
I can't. Like you're cutting out every other word. I can hear you.
Oh, really? Okay, well let's go to the other Discord channel.
I can't hear you at all.
Let's go to the other Discord channel. I mean, Scuba. All right. Hello. Scuba. Why are you... Scuba, stay here. What the crap? Yo, what's up? Yo, Scuba. Hello, Scuba.
I don't know. I think I just lost connection in Discord, so I'm just gonna talk to you in here.
All right.
You hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you. 1 second. Hello, you can hear me now? Cuba.
I can hear you. I can't connect in Discord for some reason.
Well, screw Discord.
Like, the thing just says it's trying to Discord saying it's processing. Yeah, Discord's been so freaking laggy lately. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it.
Yeah, well, technically we don't.
I love the whole platform of Discord, but it's a bit frustrating.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
it sounds a lot cleaner, anyways.
I forgot what we were talking about.
What we were saying, we were talking about in regards to how force is the ultimate, essentially, right? Like when it all comes down to, we force shit to happen. And you're saying something that's like we've evolved to where it's not necessarily true, but not necessarily not true, but it's not necessarily what we have to do that nowadays.
Oh yeah, dude. Right now, I think we've used force less in the last 20 years than the world has used in the whole history of the world.
Yeah, so but don't you think that has a little bit to do with now it connects to freaking Discord? It's stupid. So I think that has a little bit to do with we understand the implications of the force that we can use, because the force that we can use nowadays is so much greater than what we were able to use in the past. And so remember they said, what's that one saying? World War I is fought with whatever. World War II is fought with nukes. Then whatever World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones, because in World War III we'll blow each other to shit.
Yeah, see, the power. I think that I've heard that saying. I think that World War III will actually be fought with money, or with data, or with cyber
finance
attacks.
Yeah, it's like a Cold War.
So, and that way, hopefully, we are moving away from violence. Even if it does suck, even if we end up being subjugated by this new form of tactic, it'll still be better than waves and waves of bodies getting churned to mulch. I don't know. I that's what I think, anyways. Maybe that's just too optimistic.
No, that's literally what it is. There are those kind of wars. That's what we're currently in right now. There's a specific term for it. I can't think of it right now. Where it's like we're in it with China right now. What do you call it? There's a specific word where you're using politics to fight your war. I increase my taxes, they increase their taxes, then we're just doing this constantly. So we're just, like you said, we're fighting a financial war. I definitely, there's actual terminology for it. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, no, I agree, because essentially that's what a little bit of the Cold War was, where I'm just fighting through politics. But in your instance, we're fighting through money, power. Money is power.
It is, right? And it's a different type of force. He's right. Force is violence is true, yes.
Yeah.
But money is the best. I mean, it's preferable violence, right? I prefer being subjugated through money than through a steel sword.
Yeah. Well, a steel sword is the way I'll link the two. A steel sword is just quick and clean. I'm just dead. A money is I'm being tortured to death. You take my money away, I'm poor and I'm just suffering the whole time until I die.
I mean, life is suffering, dude. Life
I
is
agree.
suffering, and there's sacrifice. If as long as I'm alive, there's opportunities for happiness, opportunities for ascension, pretty much for me to do things. So as long as I'm alive, I mean that's better. That's preferable than being dead. And
I agree.
Looking dead, not my choice.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a different mentality that you have than most people. The warrior,
My mother
that
always said
try.
violence never solves anything.
Really? I wonder what the city fathers of Hiroshima would say about that. You.
They probably wouldn't say anything. Hiroshima was destroyed.
Correct. Naked force has resolved more issues throughout history than any other factor. The contrary opinion, that violence never solves anything, is wishful thinking at its worst. People who forget that always pay. Rico, what's the moral difference, if any, between a civilian and a citizen?
A citizen accepts personal responsibility for the safety of the body politic, defending it with his life. A civilian does not.
The exact words of the text. Do you understand?
Exact words of a text.
I don't know.
Of course you don't.
See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. 100%. This is textbook material here. This is what they're teaching everyone at the school. I don't think this is right. I don't think that teachers should be political on the left side, liberal side. You shouldn't be telling people, I don't know, you shouldn't be telling people what to believe. You shouldn't indoctrinate people. That's my position. So on either end of the extremes, I'm against it. That's just where I stand on the whole thing.
I don't
like people telling me, it really feels like they're preaching to you. You know what I mean? At a certain extent, it feels like it's a religion, and like they're acting like priests or priestess. And nah, dude, I opt out. Ooh, that might get me canceled right there. Okay, so anyways, so thank you so much. I think it's we got an hour in right now, so
Yeah.
I think that's good for tonight. We covered pretty much 2 heavy topics already.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the first one was way lighthearted.
Definitely lighthearted. Second
Yeah.
one's a little less so.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks, Scuba Steve, for coming over. I mean, helping me do this whole thing, bringing out some great videos. And yeah, well, is there anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I think that was it.
All right, man, for sure. Well, hey, see you guys later. See you guys next week. We're gonna have some more videos, and stay hungry. Peace out.
You have a good one.